Delroy Millwood, one!
Lord I want to use this opportunity also to promote my fifth annual solo art exhibition. This deal about this artwork.
I'm touched. I'm really touched right now. Whoever planned this, I'm gonna get you. Thank you so much. Wow. Is that me? Really? Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. So we're gonna talk a little bit about Delroy Millwood's background. So Delroy, give us a little story about how you started in terms of, your childhood years, your parents, how you got motivated, and stuff like that.
Well, for me, I grew up in Spanish Town, yeah. A family of 7, I'm the 7th, the last one, the wash belly. Yeah, so my mother at that time used to sell in the market, yeah. My father was a correctional officer, so, as a last child in a place like Spanish Town, Jamaica, my life was very exciting, as a child,
Right.
exciting. But there was something inside of me, that we all see now, but we're going back, it's the art. The art was always there, bubbling up, trying to come out. There was, countless times when my teachers, from kindergarten used to send for my parents, reminding them that, this boy can draw, this boy can draw. So those are some of the things that really motivate me to be here now and do what I'm doing. Just the evidence of what was inside, the art, and that excited thing, the art, that I can't even explain up to now, but it's just a good feeling to be on this journey.
So tell me something. Did your parents have a lot of input in terms of helping you to want to draw, or did they say, Delroy, put away the pen and paper, or the pencil and the sketches because it's not going to put you anywhere? Did you have that kind of negative action towards you?
Well, no, they they didn't really get the time to do that, because one of the things being a parent, especially in the ghetto, are, you would say the lower class people, financially, the
Right.
ghetto is what we call it. It would be very hard for them at times. Yeah, there are times when I reach home and they're like, let me see what you do for school today. And they see a lot of Ninja Turtle, Batman, and stuff. So, they see that side of me sparking. But the thing with, as I said, in the ghetto, they had this thing with trying to provide for the next day.
Yeah, right.
So it was hard for them to really get much time to give me what that 200% time to really motivate me. But they did so well just to share the amount of love that I got from them,
Okay, that's very
Yeah,
good.
man.
That's very good. What would you say are, failures that you have actually reached to a point where like you feel like you want to give up? What is like the failing point to you during this part?
Okay. Well, honestly, I've always been a strong, determined, full of willpower person. But in this part of the journey, for me, I see that one of my weakness, that would lead out to failure would be, when I see some of the people that I really love and care for, I trust, would say, would not believe in this passion or this dream or this idea, and when I touch in the street and I'll, hear people say, yo, your talent, and yo, go ahead, and I wish I could draw like this, and yo, you're rich, and all these things, and the ones that I really, some of the ones that I really love, they can't see it. So at times that will have me in a place, where that's the only distraction or the weakness for me, you know.
Share one occasion or one epiphany with me, or a story that actually tells me that you know um, it has reached a point whereby it was an obstacle, but you find yourself overcoming it. Give me a little story about that part.
Oh my, well, I guess it come with the previous question and the previous answer. Um, you see, after I understanding that what can really the passion that I have for this what I'm doing, the art, my destiny to make it, and to know that everyone have their life to live, and the same loved one that I love, I have to develop that kind of tough love, but it's a matter of self-love.
Right.
So I had to find that thing you call self-love, and that's when I kind of form a shield to really give me that thing to move on without looking back with to those who I really love, because at the end of the day I have to care for me. I have to learn how to care for me in order to care for who I love. So I have to learn self-love and love myself, and start to move forward. So I would say self-love is what I
Is the key.
is the key.
Okay. You once mentioned to me about going back to your school
Yes.
and to help motivate kids
Okay.
and to move them towards passion and their dream and so forth. Tell me a little about that.
All right. I should have said schools and put an S, because kindergarten, primary, and high school. But I was really focusing on the high school, because that part of my journey, I really wasted that part, and as we speaking, I know there are kids out there right now that are wasting theirs, So after seeing how I wasted mine, and that kind of gave me the blueprint of the trap that is set up, that let's allow most youth waste their lives. So my high school now, we can go a little bit deep.
Sure.
All right.
I would love that. That's what I want. That's what Untold Stories is about.
Okay, big up my alma mater, Jose Marti.
Yes.
Jose Marti. So at Jose Marti High School now, in St. Catherine, and I'm from Spanish Town. And growing up in Spanish Town, I'm from Drobe Lane. Big up Drobe Lane, Irish Pen, Winter Pen, Palm Pen, Bella Vega City, Rivali, Thais Pen, Big Tree, all of
Whole
the
of Spanish Town.
Whole of Spanish Town. Because right now me are big up, and one of them select a sound big up there. Is the love my heart goes out. Right? So growing up in Spanish Town and approaching high school, the trap that is set, that I understand is set for the ghetto youths, is the youths, they want to be like us. The youths, they want to be like us. Me growing up in Drobe Lane, when I see the top man, as we call them, the Dans, I think they are cool, and going to primary school, I walk past them at the same spot every day, doing the same thing, drinking the beer, Guinness, and it look cool to me. So especially when them say, oh, soldier, when you walk past, and so actually a point in my life, I that affected me because in high school, I wanted to. It's a case where Ozamarty at that time is a very good school, but at that time they didn't have any fence. So you find say one and two people used to come across
right,
and take away the pit and them stuff and things. So you find say we the school youth them form a crew, we call it knockout crew. This is where you know that word sound is power. Because all of us get kicked from school, all of us get knocked out, too. But what we did, we had different in the school, we had, put up a resistance against those guys that come across. But what is, I wasted my time, and that what influenced me to do that is the stigma from my community, this gangster thing. So I'm at school and pushing gangster, you know what I mean? But that's so wrong, So when I saw my mistake and how I got kicked from school, and that's when I started to remember back the little boy that used to can draw and the teachers used to send for my parents, and I was like, whoa, that is where you waste your life, you can't get back none of these days, But luckily the heart was there and, still holding on to me, but the main thing that suited my journey with getting expelled from school, it was then where the vice principal and the principal and the Jamani, that's a past student association in New York, they have this function where they have a raffle and they wanted one of my artwork to be on that raffle. So,
but stick up in right there, Millwood. When you got expelled from school, between that motion of your life into adulthood, at what point in time did you take a rain check to say, okay, this is what you really want to pursue?
right after getting kicked from my school, right there, that's when I said, whoa, because my father was there and it was, I wanted to show him because he was always so humble with me and patient. I wanted to show him. So right after getting kicked from my school, that's where the passion and everything developed
Start kicking in.
for the art when I learned about my mistakes.
So you would encourage youths now that, listen, now is not the time to be wasting time in school.
Definitely.
It's to make use of whatever, because not many would have the opportunity like you have to have something in the heart to kind of, help port, as it were. So support from daddy is one that actually help, and the mere fact that you have that passion
Right.
to draw in the first place is what also help.
Right.
But what outside of that do you think would have assisted you in probably being where you are today if it wasn't for art?
If it wasn't for art, well, I'll say, this is really the untold story because sometimes I start to talk and there's this fairy tale feeling start to take over me, and I'll give it because it's untold story. I mean, it's the artist. You learn about this side of me. To me, it's that thing within me, that same thing that knew that I'm an artist, that same thing that selected me, because when I reached this far, I understand that the same thing was painting before it reached me.
Okay.
So
Tell me about this, because at some point in time, there's a spiritual theme towards your artistic work, right? And you have your, the part where you say you have Leviticus, Deuteronomy, the different sections of the Bible. So at what point in time, because you as an artist, yes, you paint and it coming to you and it's within the heart, does that spirituality kick in at that point in time, or it took time?
well, it took time. It took time. It's from when the moment my elementary school teacher sent for my mother and said this boy can draw, to when I did my first painting on canvas, to when I won my first art competition, sell the first painting. It all come with a type of memory, and while realizing what was happening, I see that it's a divine destiny for me, that I'm just following the path, and I've reached this far to realize what had happened.
Right.
So it's clear for me to see the way, the direction where I'm
In which
going.
you're going,
So
yeah.
it's a big
Okay.
thing for me as an
Okay.
artist to realize that awakening in me.
What advice would you have for youth today who would probably want to pursue something like what you're doing now?
Well, one of the foundation advice for me, I could give many advice, but the main thing is self-love. Self-love. That's the thing. Self-love. Once you love yourself, you'd find out your passion, and instead of you give the dance some of your energy, give him over there some of your energy, you'd be giving yourself. So that's what you call self-love. So whatever you're doing will go far when you start pushing all the love you have, or most of the love, towards yourself.
Okay, I know you're involved in a lot of things because right now you're on a project called Paint Across Jamaica.
Yeah, Delroy Paint Jamaica.
Delroy Paint Jamaica.
Right.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Um, Delroy Paint Jamaica is just a program that came to me when I observed how Jamaica have so much rich historical places, and most of the time these places are, deteriorating, or people don't really recognize or treat it the way they should. So what I do, my program is about going around Jamaica, you know, finding those spots, interact with the people, make a little fun in it, and get some facts about it, some history, and create a beautiful painting at the end of the program.
Okay, okay. And there are persons who can actually donate or sponsor being a part of Paint Jamaica. How do they do that? You
Yes.
have a website, right?
Sure.
Right.
Yes, I have a website. The website is www.artistdelroymillwood, or you can email me at delroymillwood33@gmail.com, or delroymillwood at PayPal. And
I'd like to talk a little bit about my painting. This is how I came across Delroy Millwood after we met and everything. He did a painting of myself, and it was beyond what you can even expect. Okay, it was also featured on TVJ, and I'm most honored in the way it was unveiled to me. So that's something to talk about. But Delroy, we're not quite finished with you yet. I'd like you to tell me, because every now and again we all have some animalistic spirit within us, right?
yes,
So I want you to tell me, if you could be an animal, what animal would it be and why?
what animal would it be, and why?
You want to take up that first?
Okay. Well, I want to be. You know the answer already. Oh man, I want to be an arse. Yes, I want to be a children,
Okay. Why a children?
because my life is so synchronized that actually I have a dream about the arse finding me. And knowing my journey, on my journey, I kind of understand the signs when they come. So I know that I was connected to the horse for ancients of time. So the horse, I would say lion, but the horse, being obedient to that inner person, the horse would connect to me.
Okay. Alright, so last but not least, why do you choose to tell your untold story?
Well, whoa, last I said, but not least. What a question. Why did I choose? All right, now it's a case where it go back to the world being observing synchronicity. You see, untold story actually chose me.